And they have a great offensive line. They have Zeke, they have Dak. With Gallup and Amari out there, it's just very hard for defenses to figure out who they're going to kind of key in on to stop. Adam, if you had to choose between Gallup and Cooper, where would you go?
Stop asking me these direct 1v1 questions.
Who do you have in cash, Gallup or Cooper or none?
I don't want to run 10, 12 deep at quarterback in my tournament allocations.
Yeah. Well, Adam is just slacking. I mean, he doesn't want to give out his cash game lineup. He doesn't even mention that Funchess is out. And I'll give you guys a gem. You guys mocked me for all my second and third receivers that, for the most part, went off last week. Thank you very much. And I'll give you another one. Deon Cain, who I think is an absolute stud.
Yeah. I can't believe I forgot that. Yeah, we had a really good preseason. Did get bit by Daddy on one slate, though, where he had Deon Cain. Daddy had Deon Cain, and we did not have Deon Cain. And that one stung a little bit.
Daddy's sharp.
Yeah, because as you alluded to, I mean, before the injury, Deon Cain was a very highly regarded prospect, and DraftKings left him at stone minimum despite the Funchess injury, which I forgot about. You could just run this pod. You could just ask yourself for the injury notes.
You're just asleep at the wheel, Adam. People come to listen to you. They want the ad reads. They want the news and notes. They want your cash game team. And you just said, you know what? I'm not going to deliver on anything. So, Al, we're going to have to really pick it up here with our next game. We have the Seahawks at Steelers. Adam, are you feeling ready to give some news and notes? Might I suggest Juju Smith-Schuster, who has a toe injury? What's the status there? And then Buffalo, I think, Adam, you nailed it. And I have a direct question for you again. Josh Allen, 5,300. When you start doing the points per dollars, he is looking really, really strong in cash. We mentioned Lamar Jackson earlier. If you had to choose Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson in cash.
All right, let's move to the next game.
All right. All the listeners, all 7 of you, you guys know you can tweet at Adam Levitan. He really is withholding. He's supposed to be a man of the people. He is not. Let's move to the next game. 49ers at Bengals. And John Ross, boys. I'm going to kick to you first, Al. You said you're never going to play John Ross. Has that changed for you after what you saw last week?
God damn it, John Ross. What am I supposed to do with this guy? Like, I mean, look, there's a lot of value wide receivers out there, but in the case that Williams misses, we know that Hunter Henry's got to miss. You got to kind of figure out what y'all want to do. You want to be a baller, a shot callers, brawlers, who'll be dipping in the bends with the spoilers on the low from the Jake and the Torres, trying to get my hands on some grants like Horace. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. I want my shares.
Now it's time to tell the people about Manscaped. Go ahead, Al.
On this podcast, Adam, cleanliness is very important to us, and support for DraftKings this week comes from Manscaped, who is the #1 brand in terms of men's below-the-waist grooming. Adam, did you know that Manscaped creates precision-engineered tools for your family jewels?
Manscaped is forever changing the grooming game with their Perfect Package 2.0. Inside the Perfect Package, you'll find their electric trimmer called the Lawnmower 2.0. This waterproof trimmer features skin-safe technology
Stay in character, Adam!
And will protect you.
This waterproof trimmer features skin-safe technology and will protect you from nicking your sack. You can also create less mess by trimming in the shower. It's time to get clean with this Perfect Package 2.0. Get 20% off of your entire order with free shipping with the code DRAFT20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. And use DRAFT20 now. Your balls will thank you.
In all seriousness, you got some free socks. Can I get some free Manscaped stuff? Ashley will, this is how I'm going to compete with Daniel Sanders.
Yeah, it's going to help Peter get that extra optical inch. It's perfect.
Honestly, I thought it was all fun and games, all the bits about the team sex and gender lads, but this is the best. This is really the best.
You think I'm joking? I'm dead serious. I want a free Manscaped.
Yeah.
You got socks. This is how, the shower. That's perfect.
Listen,
if ever, you know what this was? We got this sponsor, and thank you to manscaped.com for sponsoring the podcast. The fine folks at manscaped.com. All the talk about shower narrative is what got this absolutely outstanding product that is waterproof and can be used in the shower. So shower narrative in play now with the on-air reads. Moving right along.
I'm dead serious, Manscaped. Hit me up at CSURAM88. I will be a huge endorser for you. That caught me off guard. I'm not going to lie. I thought we were doing that before the 4 o'clock game, so my bad, fellas. Anything else on Manscaped, or can we move to the next game?
Yeah, Pete, please, no picks.
Manscaped, hit me up. I'm dead serious. All right.
It's obviously a downgrade from Nick Foles. I don't think it's a massive downgrade. I think they're only like a 3-point dog in Houston. Do I have that right? And that doesn't sound right. They must be a bigger dog than that.
That's way off.
Yeah, it's like 7-point dog.
I mean, Adam,
I think it's like 9, right?
Podcast? What is it, 10.5?
You won't give the cash game team lineups. You miss bunches. Oh, yeah. Jaguars 3-point dog.
I was thinking about the other stupid AFC South game, the Tennessee Indy game. That's 3. What's the Jacksonville Houston line?
9.5.
Yeah.
Good job.
I mean, what would the line be with Foles, do you think?
7?
Yeah, 6.5 maybe.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think it's that huge of a downgrade to Minshew. It's certainly a downgrade. But, obviously when you roster Houston guys, you want the offense to be able to keep up on the other side, just like we saw on Monday night with the Saints. And that's how you get these huge games. So we'll see. It's obviously nothing like the Saints game. From an injury perspective, I would know Kiki Kute was back practicing full. And we'll see Jalen Ramsey shadow DeAndre Hopkins yet again in week 17 last year. In week 17.
You still thinking about that Manscaped ad, huh?
What's your problem?
Nothing.
My problem?
Yeah.
I'm getting excited. I want to play Will Fuller in this game.
Oh, okay. They're afraid of Minshew, and they think Minshew is total dust, which I'm not sure I agree with. But Minshew, I think, is more likely to throw short than Big Dick Nick. Big Dick Nick likes to get it out there deep, and Minshew.
God damn it, we're off the rails.
He likes to go deep. He likes to go deep.
And Minshew
Producer
is more
Luke,
likely
can you please get the explicit tag ready?
And Minshew's more likely to keep it short.
Adam can't keep track of the news and notes. He's just thinking about Big Dick Nick going deep. Love it. The Dolphins, I mean, they have to show some pride here. One guy that I'm interested in is Kenyon Drake, who did not have a good week 1, but I expect him, especially if they're down, to be a king of garbage time. The guy catches a ton of passes, and last year had multiple ceiling games where they were playing from behind. So he's someone I'm looking at. I want to see Preston Williams do something as a CSU guy. I don't know. This game, I'm so confused by this game. I have no idea where to go. I'm with Adam. I think the most natural way to think about it is Sony Michel big-time bounce-back game, but if everyone's thinking that way, then it's not a good play either. So I'm totally lost out.
Adam, do you love the Drake or do you hate the Drake?
Hate the Drake.
Hate the Drake.
Why do you hate the Drake?
Does not get the reference at all.
It's another Seinfeld
Way over my head. Way over it. Any other thoughts?
Here's the thoughts. Here's my thoughts.
Adam just goes dead silent when we
get always.
Like,
Adam over there with his
thoughts.
Baker Mayfield beard. Can you say something, Adam?
I said I hate the Drake. What do you want from me?
Saquon Barkley to me looks like a running back I would actually pay. Truly a generational player just from an eye test. Deshaun Watson. We are, as football fans, we are lucky to be watching 2 generational guys, in my opinion. It's the Chiefs at home. And this is obviously a spot that everyone's expecting to shoot out. Mahomes, all this talk about him regressing, it's nonsense. The guy is just, he's a generational player. At this point, we've seen enough of a sample. He's just ridiculous. So a lot of points projected here. Adam, I can see you're ready to either make fun of me or you're ready to give out some cash game plays.
No, I'm just laughing because like the whole analytics Twitter would be just roasting you for using the word generational so many times.
It's like 8 times this
I've
podcast.
used it about 2 guys, and I'm consistent on it. I think Deshaun Watson. But about 2 guys.
Saquon, you say Saquon.
Oh, that's true.
I need producer Luke to go back in and put like a little bell and a generational counter on the screen.
Who else did I say? Those 3. I agree with those 3. Who else?
Mahomes, Watson, and Saquon, right?
Yeah.
And Hopkins.
Hold on any of those.
Hopkins.
I like Hopkins.
John Ross has generational speed.
He does. Fastest 40 ever.
Massively owned, like Oakland Chalk Week. Like, what could go wrong, Peter, with Oakland Chalk Week? You know, it's like, I don't know. It seems like a lower floor maybe than people realize, but if Derek Carr plays well, then they're all going to smash at those salaries.
One thing that consistently makes me happy year after year is the Tyrell the Gazelle gif for Smith. Are we going to be seeing the gif this week, Smith?
I mean, I hope so. We saw it last week. And apologies for not immediately getting that up, but I had daddy duty and I was putting my kids to sleep when he scored a touchdown. So Tyrell, please, if you could time your touchdowns when I'm at my desk, that would be greatly appreciated.
DraftKings did not have a chance to adjust Alvin Kamara's price. So we have Alvin Kamara at 8,200. Would prefer this game to be in the Superdome, obviously, but it still sets up really well for a back and forth game where they really need him, just like a back and forth game where they really needed him against the Texans.
I mean, you're not going to find, this is not the house where I'm going to bring slander to Alvin Kamara. This is
generational.
This is a house where we stan Alvin Kamara. Any Alvins in the league, I am a fan. I'm in. I mean, he's amazing. What do you want me to tell you? You know?
Generational.
Tell him he's generational.
I think Thomas is a perfect pivot off of both. I think that Thomas is a perfect pivot at the same position. Say that 5 times fast, Adam. You couldn't do the read in the middle of the podcast. Try saying that. I think he's a perfect pivot off of Hopkins. I also think he's a perfect pivot off of Kamara to get double leverage. He's a double leverage play, Adam.
Adam doesn't care.
He's going to be owned. Can a leverage play be owned? He's going to be owned hard.
I mean, I don't think he's going to be owned as hard as you'd think. I think people are going to pay up for the running backs. I think that there's going to be other wide receivers. People are playing at least 2 value wide receivers this week.
No, I know, but you think that hold on. You think Hopkins will be more owned than Michael Thomas?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to try to get my hat back from you. I'll bet you on that.
You never sent the hat in the first place.
I know. No matter what happens, you're not getting the hat.
You don't want that hat. That hat. I mean, every time I
want it for the general principle. I want it in my hand so that he knows he doesn't have it.
I got a new one though. For you guys anybody watching the video, I got a white Cincinnati Reds hat.
Oh, they know.
That's nice. It's going to look bad in about 9 years when you freaking. I mean, that Bullets hat. I mean, it might be the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
But yeah, it should be another depressing game for you, Pete.
Are they actually going to keep forcing the ball to Allen Robinson the way that they did in week 1 in that Island game?
They should. Penn State.
Good analysis.
All right, I'll get into some analysis since Adam is just it's rough. It's tough. It's tough here on the DFS Edge. Let me tell you one guy who was slandered on the DFS Edge this summer, which was just an egregious bad take. Cortland Sutton is a baller. 7 catches on 8 targets for 120 yards. I liked what I saw, Al.
Call out Harmon. Do it. Do it. Do it.
I love the podcast.
Call him out.
He had one really bad take. Said Cortland Sutton stinks. He's good. I like.
He did have a good game. 7 of 8. 7 of 8 for 120. Couldn't score against the Raiders though.
No, they just tossed it to Emmanuel Sanders for a 1-yard touchdown to just absolutely break me. Unbelievable, this guy. 5 catches, 86 yards, and a touchdown, all in the fourth quarter for Emmanuel Sanders. Yeah, crushed me. Did you play Emmanuel Sanders, Adam?
No, sir. What did I play at wide receiver? God, I played Thomas.
2 game slate.
Thomas, Hopkins, and Tyrell the Gazelle. How could you play anything else?
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, the most anticlimactic ending for a game, literally the game you want to fade.
Don't end it. Don't end it. David Montgomery, 6 carries in week 1. How egregious is that? On a scale of like 0 to Matt Harmon's Cortland Sutton take, how egregious?
Nothing can be as egregious.
And all of them to the left.
Sutton.
He ran left. He's the Zoolander of running backs. He's not an ambi runner. Can we at least mix in a run up the middle or to the right, coach?
Yeah. Could play the Denver defense. I don't know how Denver's defense was so bad versus Oakland. I mean, give credit to Carr for getting the ball out so quickly. They clearly schemed that up, and the offensive line played well. I wanted to play Denver's defense here, but man, I don't know. Montgomery, I'm off. That seems pretty thin now. You're on it?
No, I'm not saying. I'm asking for a friend. Do you think that they're going to continue to run him this way?
Al, you're gonna have to get us out of here. Adam is, he's
Listener League.
Edge.
Talk about the Listener League.
Go join that Listener League. Now's the time when Adam tells me to talk about the Listener League. We've reached that point of the podcast. Go to dkplaybook.com. Find the Edge homepage. It's a big button on the right-hand side. Says Edge in all orange letters. Click that. Takes you to the homepage. It is also the Pat Mayo podcast homepage. Click on the Daily Fantasy Edge podcast. What are you doing?
I'm mirroring
Click
Adam.
on the Listener League. For Pete, for producer Luke, for Jerry, for the corpse of Adam Levitan, who is sleepwalking through podcasts so far. I'm Al. If we don't win a GPP, we hope that you guys do. We'll catch you next week. Bye.